As the shimmering stars streaked past the viewport of the sleek, interstellar vessel, I found myself lost in thought, pondering the immense responsibility that had been placed upon my shoulders. I, Ambassador Vincent Vestari, the first human representative to the Galactic Conclave, held the fate of Earth and its position within the intergalactic community in my hands. The success of our species on this grand cosmic stage hinged upon my ability to deftly navigate the intricate labyrinth of alien politics and forge unbreakable alliances with civilizations we had only just begun to comprehend. Yet, amidst the swirling uncertainty and the weight of my duties, I found solace in the presence of my secret weapon, a magnificent creature that I believed would provide us with an unparalleled advantage in the forthcoming negotiations. Beside me stood a colossal, furred beast, its razor-sharp claws clicking against the ship's metallic floor as it released a low, reverberating growl. I extended my hand, gently caressing the creature's muscular back, feeling the comforting warmth of its body and the steady rhythm of its powerful heartbeat. "Peace, Kerberos," I whispered, my voice a soothing melody amidst the hum of the ship's engines. "Our journey is nearly at its end." Kerberos, a terrifying apex predator hailing from the wild, untamed world of Astrolux Prime, had been my unwavering companion ever since I first set foot upon that primal, savage planet. When our landing party had first arrived, the beast had launched a ferocious attack, its fangs bared and eyes blazing with an intensity born of pure, unbridled instinct. Yet, as it charged towards me, I gazed deeply into its eyes and saw something that defied all expectations, a glimmer of fear, confusion, and an overwhelming yearning for a connection that transcended the boundaries of species. In that moment, against all odds and the protests of my crewmates, I reached out to Kerberos, my hand trembling as it inched closer to the creature's muzzle. To the utter astonishment of everyone present, the beast halted its assault mere inches from my face, its eyes widening with a newfound understanding that seemed to bridge the gap between our two worlds. From that day forward, Kerberos became my loyal guardian, a living testament to the profound bond that could flourish between human and alien, a symbol of unity in a galaxy too often divided by fear and mistrust. Now, as our vessel approached the colossal orbital station housing the Galactic Conclave, I understood that Kerberos' presence would be instrumental in the challenges that lay ahead. The alien delegates, hailing from every corner of the known universe, would undoubtedly regard us with suspicion and wariness, questioning our intentions and our rightful place in the delicate balance of galactic power. However, if they bore witness to the unbreakable connection I had forged with one of the most feared and respected predators in all of creation, perhaps they would begin to grasp the true depths of humanity's potential and the invaluable contributions we could make to the greater galactic community. The ship shuddered as it docked with the immense station, the airlock hissing open with a rush of pressurized atmosphere. I inhaled deeply, steeling myself for the monumental task that awaited me beyond the confines of our vessel. Kerberos rose to its full, imposing height, its hackles raised and eyes alert, ever vigilant for any sign of danger that might threaten our mission. "This is it," I breathed, my words a whispered promise to myself and to the billions of souls back on Earth who were counting on me. For the future of our world. For the destiny of our species. With a determined stride, I descended the ramp and stepped onto the station, Kerberos close by my side. As we emerged into the vast, cavernous chamber, I was immediately struck by the incredible diversity of the beings that surrounded us. Insectoid warriors clad in glistening, iridescent armor, their compound eyes fixated upon us with an unnerving intensity. Tentacled traders with skin that shimmered and pulsed with bioluminescent patterns, their appendages gesticulating in complex, alien sign languages. Towering entities that appeared to be composed entirely of living crystal, their facete forms refracting the light of 1,000 stars. The air was alive with a symphony of strange tongues and the pungent, exotic scents of 100 different worlds. As one, the assembled delegates turned to face us, their gazes locking onto the awe-inspiring sight of Kerberos standing calmly at my side. Gasps of shock and murmurs of disbelief rippled through the crowd, some recoiling in fear while others leaned forward, their curiosity piqued by the unfathomable bond between the human ambassador and the fearsome beast. I lifted my chin, my gaze unwavering as I addressed the conclave, my voice amplified by the advanced translator affixed to my collar. "Greetings, esteemed members of the Galactic Conclave. I am Ambassador Vincent Vestari of Earth, and this is my companion, Kerberos. We come to you in the spirit of peace and friendship, seeking to forge unbreakable bonds of cooperation and understanding between our species and the myriad civilizations represented here today. A heavy silence descended upon the chamber, broken only by the low, rumbling breaths of Kerberos. Then, from the heart of the throng, a figure emerged, a tall, slender being with iridescent scales that shimmered like the surface of a vast, cosmic ocean, its eyes twin pools of obsidian that seemed to hold the secrets of the universe within their fathomless depths. It was none other than Zaldar, the Supreme Chancellor of the Conclave, a being whose power and influence extended to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Ambassador Vestari, Zaldar began, its voice a sibilant whisper that echoed through the cavernous chamber. Your arrival has been the subject of much speculation and anticipation. However, I must confess that we were not prepared for this. The Chancellor gestured towards Kerberos with a long, sinuous appendage, its movements fluid and hypnotic. I inclined my head, a small, enigmatic smile playing at the corners of my lips. Kerberos is far more than a mere companion, Chancellor. It is a living embodiment of the profound connection that can exist between species, transcending the barriers of biology and culture. I firmly believe that this bond holds the key to unlocking a new era of peace, prosperity, and understanding for all members of the Conclave. Zaldar's eyes narrowed, its scales shimmering with an array of colors that defied description. Your words are bold, Ambassador. The Conclave has long been cautious of newcomers, particularly those who claim to possess such extraordinary abilities. You and your species will need to demonstrate your worth and your commitment to the galactic community before you can claim a place among us. I met the Chancellor's piercing gaze, my resolve as unbreakable as the bond one shared with Kerberos. I assure you, Chancellor, Earth is prepared to take its rightful place on the galactic stage. We have much to offer and much to learn from our esteemed colleagues in the Conclave. We are ready to face any challenge and overcome any obstacle in our pursuit of a brighter future for all. Zaldar regarded me for a long, silent moment, its expression inscrutable. We shall see, Ambassador. The Conclave will convene in one standard cycle. Until then, I advise you and your companion to acquaint yourselves with the station and its inhabitants. But be warned, not all here will be as receptive as I have been. With those parting words, the Chancellor turned and glided away, its robes billowing behind it like the trails of a cosmic nebula. I released a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding, my heart pounding in my chest with a mixture of exhilaration and trepidation. Kerberos nuzzled my hand, a low, comforting whine emanating from its throat as it sensed my unease. I know, Kerb, I murmured, my fingers threading through the creature's thick, luxurious fur. The path ahead is fraught with challenges and uncertainties. But we must remain steadfast and unyielding in the face of adversity. The fate of our world and the hopes of our people rest upon our shoulders. As I gazed out at the sea of alien faces, some alight with curiosity, others darkened by suspicion and hostility, I felt a flicker of doubt take root in my heart. Could I truly forge the alliances that Earth so desperately needed to survive and thrive in this strange, wondrous, and often perilous new reality? Could I convince these ancient, powerful civilizations that humanity was deserving of their respect, their trust, and their cooperation? Only time would reveal the answers to these questions. But as I stood there, Kerberos by my side, I knew with unwavering certainty that I would stop at nothing to ensure that Earth took its rightful place among the stars. No matter the trials that lay ahead, no matter the sacrifices that might be required, I would not rest until our species had secured its destiny in the grand tapestry of the cosmos. For I was Ambassador Vincent Vestari, emissary of Earth and companion to the most awe-inspiring creature in the known universe. And I would let nothing stand in the way of my sacred mission. The journey had only just begun, but I was ready to embrace whatever challenges the future might hold. With Kerberos at my side and the strength of human determination burning in my heart, I knew that anything was possible. And so, with a deep breath and a resolute step forward, I began my quest to change the course of galactic history, one alliance at a time. As I stood in the grand atrium of the orbital station, surrounded by the awe-inspiring diversity of the galactic conclave, I couldn't help but feel a sense of immense pride and responsibility. Earth had come so far, from a fledgling species just beginning to explore the stars to a potential major player on the galactic stage. And now, with Kerberos by my side, I had the opportunity to prove our worth and forge the alliances that would shape the future of our world. But as I stepped forward, ready to begin my diplomatic mission, a sudden commotion erupted from the far end of the chamber. Raised voices, harsh and guttural, echoed through the cavernous space, accompanied by the clanking of heavy armor and the hiss of advanced weaponry. I turned, my eyes widening as I beheld a group of towering, reptilian warriors marching towards the center of the atrium, their scales gleaming like polished obsidian and their eyes burning with a fierce, primal intensity. The Zorgans, Zaldar hissed, its voice tinged with a mixture of fear and revulsion. What are they doing here? They have no place in the conclave. I frowned, my mind racing as I tried to recall what I knew of the Zorgans from my briefings back on Earth. They were a warlike species, known for their aggression and their disdain for diplomacy. They believed that strength was the only currency that mattered in the galaxy, and they had little patience for those they saw as weak or inferior. As the Zorgans approached, the crowd of delegates parted before them like a wave, their faces etched with apprehension and unease. The leader of the group, a massive, scarred warrior with eyes like smoldering coals, stepped forward, his gaze locking onto Zaldar with a predatory intensity. "Chancellor," he growled, his voice like the rumble of distant thunder. "We have come to claim our rightful place in the conclave. For too long, our people have been denied a seat at the table, our strength and our valor ignored by those who would seek to control us. No more." Zaldar drew itself up to its full height, its scales shimmering with a kaleidoscope of colors. "The Zorgans have never been members of the conclave, and for good reason. Your people have shown time and again that you have no interest in peace or cooperation. You seek only to dominate and destroy." The Zorgan leader snarled, his claws flexing with barely contained rage. "And what has peace and cooperation brought you, Chancellor? A galaxy on the brink of chaos, where the strong are held back by the weak and the fearful. It is time for a new order, one where the Zorgans take their rightful place as the masters of the cosmos." I stepped forward, Kerberos at my side, my heart pounding in my chest. I knew that this was a pivotal moment, one that could determine the course of the conclave and the fate of the galaxy itself. If the Zorgans were allowed to take control, it could mean the end of everything we had worked so hard to achieve. The conclave is a place for all species to come together in the spirit of unity and cooperation, I said, my voice ringing out clear and strong. It is not a platform for conquest or domination. The Zorgans may be strong, but strength alone is not enough to build a lasting peace. It takes understanding, compassion, and a willingness to see beyond our differences. The Zorgan leader turned to me, his eyes narrowing as he took in the sight of Kerberos standing calmly by my side. "And who are you to lecture us, human? You who have only just begun to walk among the stars. You who bring a beast to a gathering of civilized beings?" I met his gaze unflinchingly, my hand resting gently on Kerberos' head. "I am Ambassador Vincent Vestari of Earth, and Kerberos is more than just a beast. It is a symbol of the bond that can exist between species, no matter how different we may seem. If we can learn to see beyond our own prejudices and preconceptions, to find common ground even with those we once feared or misunderstood, then there is hope for us all." The Zorgan leader scoffed, his eyes glinting with a cruel, mocking light. "Pretty words, Ambassador. But words are meaningless without the strength to back them up. The Zorgans have that strength, and we will use it to take what is rightfully ours." With a roar of fury, the Zorgan warriors surged forward, their weapons raised and their eyes blazing with a savage, primal hunger. The delegates screamed and scattered, some fleeing for the exits, while others stood frozen in terror. Zaldar and the other members of the Conclave Council tried to restore order, but their voices were drowned out by the chaos and the clamor of battle. And in the midst of it all, Kerberos and I stood our ground, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. I knew that this was the road to peace and understanding and would be long and fraught with peril. But I also knew that we could not back down, could not give in to fear or despair. For in that moment, as the Zorgans charged towards us and the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, I realized that the bond between Kerberos and I was more than just a symbol. It was a source of strength, a reminder of the incredible potential that lay within all of us, no matter our species or our background. And with that knowledge burning bright in my heart, I prepared to face the Zorgon onslaught, ready to fight for the future of the Conclave and the destiny of the galaxy itself. The battle had only just begun, but I knew that together, Kerberos and I could face anything the universe threw our way. For in the end, it was not the strength of our claws or the sharpness of our teeth that would determine the course of history, but the unbreakable bond of trust and understanding that we had forged in the crucible of the stars. As the chaos of the Zorgon attack engulfed the Conclave, I found myself locked in a desperate struggle for survival. The reptilian warriors were relentless, their claws and fangs tearing through the air with a savage, primal fury. Beside me, Kerberos fought with a ferocity that was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, its massive jaws snapping and its claws rending flesh and armor alike. But even with the might of Kerberos at my side, I knew that we could not hold out forever. The Zorgons were too many, too strong, and too determined to let anything stand in the way of their conquest. I saw Zalvar and the other members of the Conclave Council fall one by one, their bodies broken and their spirits shattered by the onslaught. And then, just when all seemed lost, a miracle happened. From the depths of the station, a new force emerged, a coalition of species from across the galaxy, united by a common purpose and a shared belief in the power of cooperation and understanding. There were the insectoid Khazar, their chitinous armor gleaming in the light of the stars, the serpentine Vossari, their sinuous bodies coiled and ready to strike, and countless others, each bringing their own unique strengths and abilities to the fight. At their head was a figure I recognized instantly, a Deconus, the leader of the Australux resistance, the one who had first shown me the true potential of the bond between species. It stood tall and proud, its fur rippling with an inner strength that seemed to radiate outwards, inspiring all those around it. "Vincent!" Deconus called out, its voice rising above the din of battle. We heard about the Zorgon attack, and we knew we had to come. The Conclave is too important to let fall, too vital to the future of the galaxy. We stand with you, now and always. I felt a surge of hope and gratitude well up within me, a renewed sense of purpose and determination. With Deconus and the others at our side, I knew that we could turn the tide, that we could beat back the Zorgon threat and safeguard the dream of a united, peaceful galaxy. And so, with a roar of defiance, Kerberos and I charged back into the fray, our hearts pounding with the thrill of battle and the knowledge that we were fighting for something greater than ourselves. We fought with a savagery and a skill that seemed to come from somewhere deep within us, a primal force that had lain dormant until now. The Zorgons fell before us like wheat before the scythe, their armor shattered and their weapons broken. Deconus and the others fought with an equal ferocity, their own unique abilities and strengths coming to the fore in a dazzling display of unity and cooperation. In the end, it was not the strength of our individual species that won the day, but the strength of the bonds we had forged in the heat of battle. Kerberos and I, Deconus and the Resistance, the Khazar and the Vossari and all the others, we fought as one, a single, unstoppable force that could not be denied. As the last of the Zorgons fell and the smoke of battle began to clear, I stood tall and proud amidst the ruins of the Conclave chamber, Kerberos by my side and Deconus at my back. I knew that this was only the beginning, that there would be many more challenges and trials to come in the days and years ahead. But I also knew that we had taken the first step towards a brighter future, a future in which all species could live and work together in harmony and mutual respect. And as I looked out at the faces of those who had fought alongside us, I saw a glimmer of that future reflected in their eyes, a future of hope, of unity, and of endless possibility. In the end, it was not the might of our claws or the sharpness of our teeth that had saved the galaxy, but the unbreakable bonds of friendship and trust that we had forged in the crucible of the stars. And as long as those bonds remained strong, I knew that there was nothing we could not achieve, no challenge we could not overcome. For we were the guardians of the Conclave, the protectors of the dream of a united galaxy. And together we would build a future that would shine bright for all the ages to come. As I stood there, surrounded by the wreckage of battle and the glow of newfound hope, I knew that my journey was far from over. There would be many more worlds to explore, many more species to meet and understand. But with Kerberos by my side and the strength of the Conclave at my back, I was ready to face whatever the future might bring. And so, with a smile on my lips and a fire in my heart, I stepped forward into the unknown, ready to embrace the challenges and the wonders of a galaxy reborn.